This is A World Gone Mad. I'm your host, Jeff Allen Wolf, Season 1, Episode 42. I definitely did not want to do this episode today. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to continue my podcast anymore. I thought, what's the point? My thoughts are racing through my brain 1,000 miles a minute right now. And the only way I can describe what I'm feeling is I'm numb. Emotionally numb. Intellectually, I'm not able to comprehend what the hell just happened. I'm physically drained of any energy or will to want to do anything today, or even for the rest of this week. And I tried to think since last night and this morning, what do I put down in words? What do I say to you, the Wolfpack listeners? How do I convey correctly and precisely what I'm feeling? And the only thing I came up with after careful thought in my brain was the following. I have a friend who I know since college who lives in Pennsylvania. He was texting me back and forth while the election results were coming in. And as the night progressed, and it looked more gloomy than positive, he texted me the following, and I think this is 1,000% apropos. Jeff, I'm scared, he texted. I'm scared. This is an intelligent and fun to be around man, my friend in Pennsylvania, and everything that was happening last night as things were unfolding came down to a simple and concise I'm scared from him. I'm scared too, my friend. I went to sleep with the complete results not being known yet. However, I saw how this was going and how the task ahead was almost impossible for Kamala Harris. I woke up from a disturbed sleep around 3 a.m. this morning and groggily reached for my phone, had to log in and look at the news, and saw the large, bold headline, Trump retakes power. What the hell just happened? I tried to process this information. I'm still trying to process this information, and I honestly don't believe I will ever be able to process this information. Trump retakes power. Here's another reaction from another country's leader. Trump's win is a dark day for mankind, says UK Lib Dem leader Ed Davey. Responding to Trump's electoral success, Sir Ed said this is a dark, dark day for people around the globe. The world's largest economy and most powerful military will be led by a dangerous, destructive demagogue. The next president of the United States is a man who actively undermines the rule of law, human rights, international trade, climate action, and global security. Millions of Americans, especially women and minorities, will be incredibly fearful about what comes next. We stand with them, Mr. Davey said. Think about this early comment from the UK and think about what this means for the world, to America, and to you, especially the Wolfpack listening audience. Immigration, gone. Millions of people are going to be deported. Trump has stated this repeatedly. And the dreamers? You could forget about the dreamers. Their vision, dream, is gone. Stricter gun laws, gone. More shootings in school will unfortunately happen, and nothing will be done by the Republicans. Our children are not safe. NATO, gone. Trump repeatedly said in the past he wants to withdraw from NATO. Ukraine becoming a member of NATO, gone. Because Putin doesn't want that, and Donny Boy will make sure Putin gets what he wants. Medicare, Social Security, gone or radically changed. If you think the increase each year for your monthly Social Security check was pathetic now, we ain't seen nothing yet, folks. If you are in your 60s now and relying on this form of income to you, you are effed, screwed. You will be taking it so far up your wazoo, it will be incredibly painful. Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, with no pre-existing conditions to register, gone. Are you kidding me? That's going to be gutted or removed and replaced with a concept of a plan, according to Donald Delusional. Women's rights on the choice of their own body, gone. To all the women out there who voted for Donald Delusional, shame on you. I want you all to stand on a line in front of me, and I want to go down the line and grab your genitals. Just because I can, and you're not that important in the scheme of things anyway. To the women that voted for Trump, kiss your frigging rights goodbye for many decades to come, if not forever. Voting rights, gone. Maps will be redrawn. Black, brown, and all ethnic minorities, you are effed beyond all imagination. And this shout out is especially to the male Latinos who broke and voted for Trump last night. It's disgusting on your actions for voting for this waste of DNA. And a good shout out to the women in North Carolina who supported Donald. You have no regard for yourself or other fellow women. And I have to name two names. I have to point out a focus on these two women. Lisa Murkowski. Susan Collins, I'm talking directly about you and your actions. You had a chance to impeach Donald Trump, and you didn't. Any consequences, ramifications, and any dismantling of our country is on you. And I'll throw in a little sarcasm here. To those of you who have pets, dogs or cats, oh God, we're in trouble because they're eating the pets. They're eating the pets. I'm just going off of the top of my brain right now. But I'm pissed. And I'm down. And I'm angry. And I'm going to state this finally once and for all, this point I brought up multiple times. If you are a member of my family, and you know who you are, sis, or a coworker of mine from the past, or a schoolmate of mine from the past, and you voted for Donald last night, I don't want to have anything to do with you ever again. Sorry, but there's no logical reason why you supported this man, and I can't embrace you with friendship because of what you started in the dismantling of our democracy and our country. Over 70 million plus, and still counting in the popular vote, people who supported Donald Delusional and JD Dumbass. You, supporters, just officially elevated him to dictator and the architect to the destruction of America and the world. And no, that's not hyperbole. I'm not overstating this. If anything, I'm understating what's to come in our country. Hey, let's not forget the destruction or reformation of the Supreme Court for the next 50 plus years. Let's also throw in, and I do not say this lightly, Ukraine as a country is done. Putin takes Ukraine, possibly continues, takes Poland and other, countries next. World War III, question mark? I don't know. I'm saying that in my brain here. Putin's not going to stop. Unchecked power for China to now attack Taiwan and annex it to their country. Kim Jong-un, North Korea, can now go after South Korea because Donald will be in the White House. Dictators like Orban, etc., elevated and emboldened. And Netanyahu in Israel, left unchecked to do what he wants in his country. And let's not forget the consequences for the Palestinian people because of those actions. Some more random thoughts here. But Lawrence O'Donnell last night, before the election was called, said, well, we still have the midterms coming up, and the Democrats can be hopeful that Donald Trump will have power for only 2 more years before, any further. But the Republicans will not do a national abortion ban. Words to that effect is what Lawrence said. I respect Lawrence O'Donnell, but who's to say they're going to be midterm elections or any elections coming up in the future? That's what Donald Delusional alluded to many times before. Remember? Elect me. You will never have to do this again. Also, the media today are talking about what Biden did or didn't do during the campaign, what Kamala did or didn't do, how weak they both were, etc. Wake the hell up. You, the traditional media, and fellow podcasters, should be talking about why did 70 million plus people vote for Donald Trump, despite everything they know about him. Oh, and the cases against Donald Delusional, the court cases pending, gone out the window. These are stopped. We officially will have Donald above the law, and with the Supreme Court immunity ruling, he could do whatever the hell he wants to do. In other words, total chaos, like his first term multiplied by 100 on steroids. We have to listen to this piece of fill in your own word from here on out. I repeat again, what the hell happened last night? And how did we get to this point? Where was the blue tsunami of women coming out to stand up for what they believe in? With the election count right now, where are the millions of people who supported Joe Biden, over 80 million, I believe, in 2020, that so far doesn't reflect in the totals for Kamala Harris? The totals of the people who voted for her. What happened to them coming out and voting? What happened to the angry, childless cat ladies? I started doing something early this morning, just on the spur of the moment, and I can't tell you what to do, but I'm advising you the following. When I see a post in my Facebook feed from MAGA people, I'm blocking them. Friends, coworkers, family, I'm blocking them. I now, as of this morning, have dozens of people I blocked the minute I saw their gleeful, sarcastic, venomous comments about their victory. I advise you to do the same. I can't embrace ignorance, stupidity, or whatever you want to call it from others. Hey, here's one. Global warming. Just jumping around. Forget, about global warming here. But, that's a hoax, right? So screw any effort to save the planet with Donald in charge. And the worst part of this? If there can be any worse than what happened. General Flynn, Rudy Giuliani, Stephen Miller, Steve Bannon, go down the list of all the nutcakes around Donald Delusional. Marjorie Taylor Loonball, Lauren Bobblehead, Ted, I'll say anything to kiss Donald's ass Cruz. Look at me, I'm now in power, Mike Johnson. And let's not forget Mr. Anti-Vaxxer RFK in the mix. These people I named will be part of Donald Trump's administration, possibly, and be in charge of everything, and are going to gut everything and all of our institutions. Do you realize Donald's minions will touch every single aspect of your life? Think about this. Donald and his minions have power to control every single aspect of your life. And Elon Musk, another billionaire with Donald, to decide what to do with our country, and you, a citizen of America, and 70 plus million of you voted for Donald just to lower the cost of eggs, gasoline, and mayonnaise. It's the economy, stupid. Think about that. What you're going to give up because you had to lower the price of groceries and fuel. And here's a sobering insight. I had several people text me last night in the latter part of the election after it looked like Kamala was not going to win. And these people are in their late 60s and 70s and older who said they rely on Social Security and Medicare. And some of them, they have cancer. And 2 or 3 of them wrote to me that they were crying, that they were going to die because they have no hope right now with Donald in charge. Contemplate on what I'm telling you, please. People who listen to my show are so distraught, they're stating out loud in a text or email to me that they're going to die because there's no hope because of the situation right now with Donald. That's sad, and it hurts me deeply. And I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to say to keep them hanging on because they live with and exist with some of their family members who voted for Donald last night. Their inner circle that they cannot rely on or respect because of their choice in this election. Another random thought to you, the Wolfpack listeners. I would, if you can financially, if you can, either move to a blue state, another country, get your visa, but definitely gather some food supplies, water, household supplies for potential dark days and hard times ahead. I'm not trying to be gloom and doom here. I'm being realistic. Protect yourself and the family members around you that you love and care about. And these are just initial hours of what I'm feeling right now, right after the results of Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. And I'm sorry if it comes across as disjointed or dispirited or downright sounds like I'm giving up. I'm just trying to be honest with you. And I told you from day one when I did my podcast, I don't spin, I don't create fake stuff or fake controversy like other podcasters or journalists do. We are in a situation starting January 6th, a situation of darkness. I honestly believe this is the beginning of the end of democracy in America and the major shifting of power structure in the world. I'm very sorry from my heart that I'm giving you all of this and making your day miserable and forecasting a sucky life ahead. I really sincerely apologize. I have to give you another image that just came to my mind. Do you realize who has to certify the election in Congress come January 6th and state that Donald Delusional is now in power? That's right. Kamala Harris. I don't even know what to say about that moment in time for her. There are no words adequate to describe what she will be going through when she does her duty certifying Donald's retaking of power. So at the beginning, I stated I didn't know if I should do this episode. I didn't know if I should continue my podcast in the future. But I didn't think it would be fair to you if I didn't record this podcast today. And it quite frankly wouldn't be fair to myself if I didn't record an episode today. Look, I don't know if any of the Wolfpack listening will care or respond or even listen to this episode after what just happened last night. And I don't say that snarky or nasty, but I talked about my birthday casually in July many episodes ago, and not one listener from over the 500 people that listened to my podcast in July texted or wrote me anything. I did a giveaway later on with an Amazon gift card, and I got mostly crickets from all the listeners here. I asked multiple questions and multiple episodes in the last 9 months on each episode and get basically crickets from everyone. So I don't know if any of you, the Wolfpack listeners, will even respond to this episode. I doubt I'll have any views or listens of this episode. It would be nice if any of you even texted me through the apps you're listening on, or emailed me, or even left me a voice message. I'm not going to leave you any of the ways to contact me. You should all know this by now. If you want to find out, then listen to a previous episode. But I'm expecting to get crickets. Everyone is too upset right now to care about this silly podcast. All I can say for me, today is a dark day for America and democracy and the world. This is definitely a world gone mad. And I honestly, right now, at this moment, I'm just telling you what's in my heart. I don't know if I will be back next week. Don't know if I even make a difference, or if anyone at all cares whether I do this podcast again or not. I usually leave my podcast by saying stay hopeful, but that would be a big lie to you right now. Because right now I'm not very hopeful. What with the next dictator of the United States taking power after January 6th. I have to sort things out emotionally and intellectually. I'm your host, Jeff Allen Wolf. Take care.